Hey, Melissa.
Hey, Amy.
Okay, so we've had a few frequent flyers from last year.
Yes.
We have another duo with us.
Yes.
Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about what you're representing.
Hey everyone, my name is James. I'm representing ReadGenie along here with my co-founder, Promit.
Hello, I'm Promit.
Nice to meet you.
So we say they're frequent flyers because we met you guys at IDA last year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we spoke, I know we didn't do a full podcast with you guys last year, one of these sit-downs. We just talked to you in passing. So is ReadGenie the same as it was last year? What have you guys done differently, or is this a totally different app?
So last year our focus was mainly around phoneme recognition and flashcards around phonemes and using AI to provide feedback for those. Since then, we've expanded to include a significant number of learning modules in the app outside of just phonemes, and also including games to gamify the whole experience.
Wow, that's interesting.
So the phonemes are what you were learning last year, all of that part. Now you've put it in and you've created the whole app. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And we've also trained our own phoneme detection models to improve phoneme recognition accuracy.
Wow.
Last year when we started, one pain point that we're trying to tackle is we heard there were a lot of dyslexia helping app, reading apps out there in the market.
Right.
But what they were doing was just at the word level and sentence level, trying to teach or correct on the reading, but they really missed the very first step, which is the phoneme detection,
Right.
the phoneme level of the correction. So we started tackling that. But as we develop more and more, the feedback we got is you got to make this app holistically helpful for kids with dyslexia. We need to cover, because every kid with dyslexia, they're different.
Right.
They need slightly different help in different areas,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you need to make this app comprehensive, can be helpful with enough people. So that's why in this year it's kind of we expand from a very niche area that we're tackling last year to this year we can comprehensively cover and help enough kids.
Mm-hmm.
And the most important thing is we work with a dyslexia tutor. We create this app with the community, not just for the community, we create with the community, and we can constantly get their feedback. And one key feedback we got is you got to make, if this is something that students wants to use, it needs to be fun.
Yeah.
Because if it's not fun, there won't be usage, and they won't be like it. There will be another flashcard. There will be
Right.
another tutoring session, which they probably already have had enough.
Right.
Yeah.
So in a brief overview, how does the app work?
So we have different learning modules for learning different concepts and skills. And our main focus has been around building different mini games that then reinforce spelling, reading, handwriting. And then we have an AI co-pilot element, which is almost the idea is having a teacher sitting next to you, correcting you, and giving you feedback as you progress through the games and all of that.
Okay.
So when you were working with the dyslexic community, what is the sample size that you were using to test the project with?
So I need to be brutal honest that we are very early, and we're not afraid to admit that the app is not perfect. Right now, I would say from we started working on this from 2 years ago.
Right.
We talked to, I would say probably around 100 tutors and teachers,
Yeah.
and parents, psychologists, speech language pathologists.
Wow.
All of those people, we need to make sure that we understand their pain points.
Right.
What are the frictions they have? We have to say everybody has their own pain point.
Yes.
But we see some common patterns out of that. So we will extract the common patterns and try to make our first version of the app to address as much pain points as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So last month we did our first user study after we finished this very rough first version of the app. We don't want to wait it to be perfect.
Right.
We want put it in front of the users to get their brutal, honest feedback. And that's why we invited 7 students, range from second graders to 8th graders. They sit with us for 1 hour and a half, along with their parents, and we observe them using. We have a bunch of questions for them. We ask them to, try the app. We ask for their feedback. We ask their parents' feedback. So that's pretty much how we're like working with them, like from interview and user testings. And this is another step, and we recently released this on the iOS App Store so that more and more people can start downloading them for free for now, and then they can test it out and let us know like what are the feedbacks and how we can improve, how we can help.
So what, in your opinion, with this app, in order to see, because gamification, we know, we've seen the studies about gamification and learner engagement, how often, in your opinion, should a student use this app? And if it's 5 days a week for 5 to 10 minutes at a time, what's the recommended use?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I don't know if we have like a good answer for that. We're thinking maybe like daily usage, maybe like 15 to 20 minutes, just to like review concepts that they've learned. I think that's kind of what we're thinking.
I think it really also depends on the band, the skill level of the kids, and how much help they need.
And the age, too.
And the
their
age,
attention.
exactly.
Their attention to all of it.
We want... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Oh, I want to say, like, we also want the parents who pay for the app in the future, and, the tutors, the teachers, they have a lot of control on, like, how much, what sections that the students, the kids should use, and how much time they should spend.
Yeah, you don't want them jumping to a level that they shouldn't be at, because it'll skew all that data for you, too.
Exactly.
So I have another question. So from where did you get your sampling? Was it across the United States? Was it global? How did you gather that?
So we reached out to tutors and teachers across the U.S.
Okay.
But specifically so those are like the conversations we just had about learning what their problems are and what are the problems in this space, and just getting like early feedback on our app. Our specific user study that James just was talking about, that was specifically in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay.
But we'd like to, run these studies across the nation.
Because you could see how different areas of the country could be impacted differently. Different dialects, different home lives, things of that nature.
Interesting. So we were talking before we started recording, but I'm going to say the question again. So does it start with the baseline so the student knows where they should, or the parent knows where the student should begin?
So right now the app is set up so like the parent or the teacher can set what level and like band to start the app on. In the future, our idea is our app will be able to understand what are the areas that the student needs the most amount of help in, and then just kind of take it from there. But then then also having like guidance and input from the teachers to focus on different areas.
Is there a way that the tutor, the teacher, the parent can print out the data so they can see the changes over time?
Absolutely. That's actually one of the, the most frequent ask why parents want this. It's like they want to see the progress. So one is right now it's not available in the app, but it's gonna be like immediate follow up. Okay. We're gonna create that kind of progress tracker so that they can be exported to parents, to teachers, so that they know what the help the kids needs the most, so that in the future you can imagine like the kids will assign homeworks from the app, and on the second day they will get a report. Like for example, 25% of the students in my class, they need help with this specific area that I taught yesterday. So I'm going to focus on like reinforce that today. So data-driven like report is really something that we'll be focusing on.
And we've been talking all through this conference about how data should drive instruction. So this is crucial. This is crucial.
Do you have a time limit feature on the app? Because I think about a lot of the parents I interact with, they don't want their kids to be on devices too long. So is this something that you could set up a time limit? Okay, once they're done with 5 minutes or 10 minutes, then they can shut it off, or it automatically shuts off, or something.
We don't have that feature right now, but it's definitely a feature that we can add. And we've heard it from a few like tutors that we've spoken to where they don't want the student to just play like the most fun game or something like that.
Right. Because there's some research showing about the brain and how it's developing, and too much exposure to the video screens and doing games of that nature can actually hinder some of the brain development too. So it's like trying to find that healthy balance of
Yeah.
exposure to these crucial skills and doing it in a fun way, but also allowing the brain to develop
Right.
the other way as well.
Just want to add one thing. I think you brought a very good point. Like, kids are super smart. Like, especially when it comes to games, like the incentive for the game is they get points and they can use the points for other things. You know, the ideas that we had was that they can get the points to convert it into the games they actually play in their real life. You know, that's an option.
Cool.
But like the kids also know that, hey, some kids, they can just farm the points by just playing for example, they're like, they're proficient at the higher level, but they will, farm the points at the lower level.
Yeah.
So a lot of things that we need to do to think about how, like just as you said, like how to seek that balance between like to get them engaged, to get them interested and practice the meaningful games, but at the same time, it's not addicted to them.
Right, absolutely.
This is exciting, though.
Yes.
I mean, I'm glad y'all are doing this, and anything we can do to keep our kids engaged and learning at the same time is huge. So if somebody wanted to obtain the game, where do they go?
So we recently launched it on the App Store. So they can just go on the Apple App Store, look up ReadGenie, and then they can download it. It's fully free right now.
Oh, wow.
We love any feedback.
Can I show that on the screen?
So is
Yes.
it just for Apple phone and iPad, or every device?
It's currently only Apple devices, but we do plan to build it for Android as well.
Okay. Very good.
I can send you the PDF version of the
Yeah,
flyer.
great.
So
I
that
would
Great.
love that.
Yeah.
We could put it on our YouTube.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would be awesome.
That'd be
would be
easier than
great.
showing it on the
That would be
screen.
great.
You can tell I'm old fashioned.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. I'm so glad you came back. And hey, come back next year and talk about the third edition of it. So we would love to hear about it. I'm sure it's just going to keep growing and expanding and improving.
Right.
Absolutely. Please let us know if you have any feedback. Like, that's so critical.
Yeah.
I know that there are a lot of apps out there, but
Yeah.
we really want make sure that this is going to be the app, the to-go app, like really leveraging the AI power and also the gamified power so that, everyone can enjoy it, like parents, tutors, and kids, they can be benefit from this.
Awesome. Well, thank y'all
you.
so
We
much
appreciate
for
it.
coming.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
Sure.
thank you.
This was fun.
All right, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
See you. Bye.